Hello everyone, I am back to do another review today, and it is Between the Devil and the Deep Blue Sea by April Tucholke. I'm kind of disappointed in myself that I've waited this long to make a review on it. This book was so good, so good, and I loved it just as much as the first book, Between the Devil and the Deep Blue Sea. It was fantastic. Can't say a single bad thing about this book. Loved it, loved it, loved it. If you have not read Between the Devil and Deep Blue Sea, I will put a link below this video of my review on that. Between the Spark and the Burn is the second book, the one following it. You know what I'm saying. I don't know why I said that anyway. And it just follows their continuation of them trying to track down River because he's taken off. Now, if you haven't read the first book, leave now. Leave, because I'm gonna go talk about this book. This book follows where Brody has escaped, River has gone after him, and kind of hopefully he's gonna hunt him down and try and stop using his burn, or his glow. Sorry, his glow, and and yeah, it's just Neely and Violet at the house, and they're just and they're missing River. And it picks up, I think it's like 4 months later, and it's Christmas break, and Neely has still not been able to find River. Can't find him anywhere. He's starting to get nervous because he's never been unable to find him for that long, and they keep hearing these stories from all over the country about these weird things that are happening in these small little towns, and Neely and Violet keep thinking that might be a lead. So if you have not read the book, I would say leave now, because I'm going on to discuss the book. That's really all you need to know going into it. Yeah, I am giving this book 5 out of 5 stars, just like the first one. I loved it. It was so much fun to read. So good. The characters are just amazing. Alright, so on to my review. I love this book. I love this series. I mean, it's great. I love it so much. At the end of the last book, Brody escaped, and in this book they still didn't explain how he managed to survive that, but it was kind of, I mean, is this kid like immortal or something? Because even at the end when she slits his wrist, he still doesn't die. They still save him. Like, what is this kid made out of? Like, is he like Superman? Is he Clark Kent? Like, what is this kid? I mean, honestly, like, anybody else would be dead by now. Anybody else would have been dead by now. Yeah, from the moment that they rescued Finch, I felt like there was something up with this kid. You know, it wasn't as kosher as it felt, and it just, I don't know, I knew something was up with this guy. You know, he was a little too good to be true. There were some moments where he was a little bit creepy, and he would just kind of show up, and, you know, I just felt like that was very suspicious, and so I did feel like that was a little bit predictable that was Brody, in disguise somehow. I mean, I didn't understand how he could held the power that long to, keep himself looking like Finch, but at the same time, I kind of felt like that was definitely a high possibility, and I was right. But yeah, God, I love this book. It was very exciting. I am like, kind of, I need to like actually like analyze the timeline here, because if they're doing it this all within like, it's like a week and a half, and I don't know, like I've driven the East Coast to Colorado Rockies drive before through Kansas, and it is a long drive. Like, I don't know, I was just kind of like, with one driver driving, that felt like a bit much, but hey, it's a fiction, you know, whatever, it's like, I'm not gonna overanalyze it. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I felt like the whole radio show they were listening to on the radio was just this whole radio show they were listening to at night, at midnight, and it was like, you know, all these like creepy stories that people were calling in and telling the host. I thought that was so creepy, and that was something that I, you know, now that I'm thinking about it, I really enjoyed about the first book was that it was so creepy. And this book still had that same creepiness, and I loved it, and it wasn't in kind of the same kind of creepy way. And yeah, it was just enough, you know, just enough of creepiness. It was perfect. I don't know why I'm doing that. Okay, so I've got to make a little, I know what you're doing there, April. I know what you're doing. Little moment, because I have to say something. I about died at the part when they're driving into Colorado, and they're obviously on I-70 because there is nothing and no one out there. But she says, oh, they're in this Wild West store in a Colorado town named Esther Park. I know what you're doing. I died. That was great. Very similar to Estes Park, which could be described the same way. I loved it. I was like, I had to stop reading because I think I found that a little too funny. Like, I don't know. I think my favorite thing about this book was these towns they stopped in were so freaking weird and just very like not normal. And I mean, that was kind of the point because there were things happening in these towns, but they were just so weird and so like surreal, and I thought that it was creepy and entertaining and kind of very unnerving a lot of times, especially what was it? Inn's End. That was the creepiest place in the world, and I felt like it was very appropriate that's where they found Brody. Okay, so let's discuss the ending of this book. They don't kill Finch / Brody, and they are trying to see if when he comes back to all the way, if he is more Finch than Brody, because Finch is a good guy and Brody was not, and I don't know. I kind of felt like they just should have killed him. That's just my personal opinion. I guess I'm more like, you know, eye for an eye than other people. I don't know. I just thought for sure he was dead by the end of the book, especially if they found him. And I was kind of disappointed they didn't kill him, because I feel like nothing good will come of this kid. He's not going to turn around. Like, come on. Like, people don't like that turn around. Like, they're psycho forever. And also, throughout the book, I struggled with the parents. We've already kind of established in the first book that they're just bad parents, and that they're just very neglective, kind of irresponsible. And I think it's kind of comical on how horrible parents they are, because they're never there, and they don't even like give the kids money when they're gone, and they don't tell them where they are or when they're coming back or anything. And I don't know, like, in the real world, child services would have showed up by now. Every time that they didn't call, you know, wondering why the kids like weren't contacting them or checking in with them, or when they extended their trip, or, you know, it was very weird, and I was kind of like, wait, no, like, their parents don't care, like, what is this? Like, I had such a problem with that, but I think it's just a part of, like, this whole, like, story, and this whole series really it's reality, but not really. It's, like, our world, you know, a fiction, yeah, but it's, like, a more surreal, you know, whimsy kind of world, and I think that's why I like it so much. It's bordering on the brink of realistic fiction, you know, setting wise, but yet, you know, it's not really how things work in the world. Because that was the other thing I was thinking of, was that if Violet's parents are broke, how are they affording to travel overseas and spend months at a time, you know, living in Europe and whatever? I'm like, where are they? They're not painting that much. Like, no. Like, you gotta have some fallback money, and they obviously don't have that because they don't even have, like, phone in the house or, like, cell phones, really. So, yeah, I just thought that was, it's weird. It's a weird, you know, world this book is set in, but I like it. I really, really do. I really like it. So I'm really excited to see where this goes next. I'm really mad that I have to wait so long for the next book. Yeah, but yeah, I hope you guys like this review, and I will see you soon with more. Bye!